About 4 years ago, a young lady I was mentoring wanted to go to this women's empowerment conference. And she was actually helping me in a particular business venture that I was getting started. So because she did a great job, I decided to buy her a ticket to that particular conference. And she had just got out of college and she was excited and she went. Now for me, I kind of understood what was going to go on, but I didn't really tell her because she was so excited about meeting all of these professional ladies and getting all these business connections and establishing a network for her to be a quote unquote boss chick. So I was like, you know what? I want to see what happens. So actually after the conference, I asked her what happened. She said, well, we ate some pork. There were some people that were talking and, we made some jokes. We laughed, we made friends, and I got some business cards. I bought some products, and then that was it. So I wanted to follow up with her about 6 months later. I said, hey, what happened with the business conference? Have you heard from any of the people there? She was like, no. And at that particular time, she realized it was all a scam. You see, the people who were throwing that business conference, they were trying to get to a particular pain mechanism that they can align with these ladies to let these ladies think that by coming to that conference, it was going to save their life. It was going to establish their financial future. So that is why all of these ladies bought these tickets thinking that their life was going to change. But in reality, the people who threw that conference didn't give a damn about those ladies. Basically, they were using their fears and they were using all of that against them just to get their money. Now, rewind, Nemo. This is no different than Derek Jackson's ex-wife, Danae Jackson. See, it's all too similar to the story I just told about this women's empowerment conference. Danae Jackson, we felt very sorry for her, if we really want to be honest. Her interview about the issues going on with her ex-husband, Derek Jackson, it really made a lot of us feel bad for her situation. We never even thought about many times about, how she is accountable or unaccountable or put herself there. We felt bad for her simply because number one, most of us just don't like Derek Jackson. But number two, the trauma she must have been through or went through. Because when you look at her, she looks like a wholesome lady. She doesn't look like she's out there. She looks like the kind of mother or wife that most guys would love to have. But then Danae Jackson is also doing the same thing that these women empowerment conferences that I was talking about could possibly do. She's using the pain that women go through to make a profit off of. And we're not talking about just any kind of profit. A course that costs at least $5,000 and even a coaching fee of $500 is the fee. Now, I was wondering, why would Danae Jackson go on to this podcast? It doesn't make much sense. Like, she's never talked about it. Why is she going on the podcast now? And then it dawned on me, Danae Jackson is trying to get clout, and she went on Dear Future Wifey to get the word out, to get people who, would want to message her or feel sorry for her. This is the way to make money. I mean, if you look at Dear Future Wifey, if you look at that, go and look at the comment pinned to the top. I believe even there's a Cash App that you can send money to her. The first comment pinned to the top. It says this: want to show Danae Jackson love? Let's blow her mind. Cash App $ Danae Jackson. But now let's think about this, because we feel sorry for her, right? And she knows this. Now she has been confronted about these outrageous prices that she wants to give for the profit from your paying course. All right. And it is $4,997. And a standard fee is $495 for a coaching fee. Now, some people have started clapping back at Danae Jackson, like you have this chick who says that from the Daily Daldaya, sad music. Come on, Danae Jackson. You got to consider your audience. Don't let greed get in your spirit. There are millions of women who need your help, and you don't have to charge this price. Get real and cut it out. Then Danae Jackson said this: church music, when I fasted and prayed on it for 52 days, I was given clear direction on my $495 standard fee and my one-on-one standard fee. The lady says, I believe that was you and not the Spirit of the Lord, because your ratings and how people respond to this are going to let you know what source that came from. you're not considering your audience. Your audience is not a bunch of rich people. And she also says, you and me both know if you were rich and have 4,900 just laying around, you would have left him a long time ago. People with money can pay to leave. You're not being realistic to your audience. And then Danae Jackson says, my price is my price, my time, and the clinical professionals that I have done something with. Who knows, right? Who cares? But anyways, she's seeing all of these things like, no, I'm not changing the price. And I wanna talk about this because, you know, people say that men in the red pill are taking advantage of their audience, and that tends to be true with scumbags like that of Andrew Tate. All right, Andrew Tate completely doesn't care about men, and I believe that his scamming is just out of control, and that is how he's living this illustrious life, by putting people into this trick bag, into this network marketing bozo behavior stuff, which whatever, that's the case, right? And you don't really see that much stuff going on in the red pill because mostly guys are not going to be that dumb for the most part to buy that stuff. Some guys will, but most men are going to be, you know, more likely to call that out. But to charge women $5,000 for some of your products because you've been hurt, because you've put yourself in a bad situation, because you stayed around and you knew he was sleeping with 100 guys, or sorry, stop the show. Sorry, Derek. 100 girls. So you want to charge $5,000 for that. But you said you prayed for 52 days. How many years or days did you pray before you got dumped by your husband? I'm trying to figure that out, right? You prayed and God answered you on how much you should overcharge people. Well, then that same God didn't give you enough information to leave a guy who has slept with over 100 women on you. Seems like your Jesus tunnel is not working. Maybe you need to get a new Jesus Christ antenna. Maybe you need to switch over to Holy Ghost wireless, because it seems like you're not getting any dial tone or reception over there. Because I do believe you're listening to a God. I just don't believe it is the God. And this is something that you see all the time with a lot of these damn women influencers. This is not all of them. I know you have women influencers who happen to be fair. But see, the reality is that a lot of women are selling things to women on the behalf of helping women who don't give a damn about women, which even leads women more saltier towards men. And we gotta be honest about it. A lot of women are being taken advantage of by women, promising them the wealth, promising that you deserve better, promising them, you know, these particular connections, or, you know, this is the right group for your business. And in reality, it's pretty much a lady who's broke, who don't have nowhere to go. You haven't worked on your skill set. And what you want to do is you want to use people to get the lifestyle that you want, because you don't want to work for it. And even though you got all of that, you know, counseling and therapy, like, you have people who are licensed therapists. Like, not even a doctor in psychology would cost that much, or even the psychiatrist, which a psychiatrist doesn't deal with emotional pain. Psychiatrists deal with mental issues, you know, depression and things like that, cognitive issues sometimes, or hallucinations. But even if you were to get somebody in the medical field, it would not cost that much. The fact is, Danae Jackson is not a licensed therapist. She is not a physician. She is not a psychologist. So there will be no reason to pay for help from her, because when she was getting her help, I'm pretty sure she wasn't paying $5,000 for it. That's absolutely not true. She just can't afford to keep that lifestyle up that Derek Jackson was giving her for the scamming that they were doing. Now she wants the women to pay for it, and I hope the ladies clap back in a major way. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Pretty sure for all of you, subscribe to the bell. We're out.